We've made it. I'm sorry. It's my fault that we're so much later than initially planned. I have not used my time effectively.
Oh,
Or leave
it's
it at
okay.
that. However, I am wearing the appropriate t-shirt today. It says cancelling plans to edit and read and edit. I haven't read, but I have edited.
Nice.
Oh, like a demon, an
Oh,
editing demon. So yeah, so me and B will both have a video going live in a couple of hours, but right now we are here to discuss The Vengeance, which I have helpfully covered up with this banner.
oh, and
Didn't
with my face.
So, and my copy of it is over there. Hang on, let me get it. Have you got your copy there?
I don't. I only listen to the book, so I don't have a
You
physical
don't.
copy.
No worries, I'll grab it in a minute. But yeah, if you are here in the chat, feel free to let us know if you have read The Vengeance by Emma Newman. Let me just grab it this time rather than say it and don't do it. There. Oh, flipping heck, I'm just chucking myself around. What is going on?
Just be careful.
Sorry again. Okay, so there's the cover. Lovely cover right there. It's not the biggest book, but it's a nice, I don't know what I'm talking about. Anyway, this is the book, the July pick, the Sibs Book Club. And yeah, so let's get into it, shall we?
Let's go.
Let's go. Okay. Did you have anything that you wanted to say before we get into it?
Not really. I am just winging it today. Like
Yeah.
it's my rest weekend, so I am just
Just chilling.
go for it.
Yeah, no worries. Okay, well, I am full of chaotic energy, as you can tell, but this was my pick. We do, for anyone who is watching this now or on rewatch, thank you so much. But the Sibs Book Club basically runs on a bit of a 3-month rota. I'll pick a book, B picks a book, and everybody in the club picks a book. All following a theme. Every 3 months, the theme changes. And this one was indie authors.
Yeah.
So, although I'm not 100% sure, this was definitely indie when I originally got it.
Mm-hmm. I
But
think it still is, though.
okay, that's good. I just, yeah, there we go. I just had a moment there where I doubted that it was still indie.
I can check, but I think it still is.
Yeah, I think Solaris is an indie publishers. So
Yes, it still is.
nice. Okay, so it still is indie. I really liked it. What were your overall thoughts, B?
I enjoyed the book a lot more than I thought I was going to. I was not expecting pirates, but I'm glad there were some. I really like books around the sea, so I like that. I was also not expecting the setting to be Europe, so I also like that because I either it is like a new world for fantasy books, or it is like somewhere around the UK or US, never like full on inside of Europe. So I like that. What did I say else in here? I also liked the main character. I think she was quite nice, a little bit not morally gray. I don't think she was, but I think she was interesting enough. Like she has lived for a few years, doesn't really know how society works, which is interesting. And then when she gets kind of included in society, everyone starts to lie to her, which is fun.
Mhm.
No, I like the overall of the story. Was it wasn't expecting how it ended. Um, that well, it's in the name of the series, right?
Yeah.
But like we weren't really introduced to it at all at any time in the book, so I was really not expecting that, which saying I didn't like that part, to be honest. I think it
Right.
was,
Interesting.
I don't know, I don't think it added anything to the book, to be honest.
Hmm.
um I don't know how she will keep going, since this is, as far as I understood, the series. Will I read it? I don't know. Only if the book really catches my attention.
Yeah. Okay. So I have to check this every single time, but it reads like it's a series. It has a series name attached to it, but it is not a series.
Oh, it isn't. Okay.
No. I just checked it again because I check it every time because it doesn't make sense that it's not a series. And the title of the series is The Vampires of Damas. Or the way my brain reads that is The Vampires of Damas. Um,
The way that I say it is the Vampires of Dumas.
yeah,
Dumas.
well, yeah, if that's how my brain read it, that's probably more correct. But we all know my brain does not like to read things in a correct manner.
You're fine.
But yeah, like when I initially got this, because this was a reread for me, and the biggest, well, not the biggest reason, but like a big reason for me picking it was because I wanted to see if other people, it hit them like that, because I thought I first of all, I spent most of the book looking for vampires because I picked it up because of the series name, and I love pirates as well. Don't get me wrong. I love a good pirate story, and pirates and vampires together sounds amazing to me. But it felt very separate, and you're waiting a long time for the
Yeah.
vampires.
Being it the title technically of a series, I don't understand then why she gave like two
Mm,
different titles to one book. She
yeah,
might do like interconnected standalones, so maybe that's
maybe.
where she's coming with that title, but then there's no point. Like the
Mm,
she doesn't even explain like where they came from, like there is no explanation of why that is happening, or why we get introduced to that type of character.
yeah,
Like for me it would be fun just say without them, you know.
yeah. I
But
really liked the not the vampire, the pirate stuff. I really enjoyed that. And then the only other thing that I would say, like, is that there was a lot in, especially in the first half, there was a lot of pirate language that if you're not, so maybe if English isn't your first language, or you haven't read a lot of pirate stories or sailing stories or anything around boats, basically, I ended up doing like a bit of a post in the Discord because I was finding myself distracted by looking at words at first, and it was distracting me from the story. So I thought, in order to give it the best chance for people to enjoy it, I thought if I did like a little sort of guide in the Discord, that might help other people that hadn't read it yet. But yeah, I still really loved this book. I think I gave it 4 stars the first time I read it, and I'm sticking with that just because of the flaws that we've both mentioned, really. I think that the flaws, as much as they are flaws, they make it quite interesting.
yeah, I think I gave it otherwise just if I was thinking on the flaws, I would have given it 3 stars because I enjoyed the book. Like, I read it on audio, to be honest.
Yeah.
It didn't pick up as much as if I was physically reading it. So the pirate lingo
Didn't bother you.
didn't bother me at all.
That's good. That's good.
Because also I do consume quite a few pirate things, and I
Yeah.
kind of know a little bit, so that's fine by me.
Yeah.
Other than that, I think, why was I going to be saying this? Yeah, the flaws, if I was just looking at them, they would have taken the book a little bit down, but I ended up giving it 4 stars. I think it's an interesting read.
Yeah.
Might not be the best read ever, just because the flaws that we have mentioned so far, I think they were quite predominant in a way in the book, because
Yeah.
I don't know, I don't really enjoy a book saying that it will have vampires and then it's just like 3 pages in the end, like, so don't say it has vampires. Like, there's
Yeah.
no point in them. There's
No.
no vampires in the book, to be honest.
No.
There are pirates, but no vampires.
Yeah. And see, the first time I read it, because I still at that point thought that it was the first in a series, I was like, oh, well, you know what? I can forgive that the vampires weren't in it for very much for this one, because maybe they're going to be the star of the show in the next book. But then when I went on to Storygraph, when I click into it, there's literally no series information at all. Which made me that's what made me realize that it wasn't a series, but that's literally the only thing that I've seen.
I am unsure, because I believe that Goodreads has a few
Has series
things.
information.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, the book doesn't even pick up if you are just searching for the vengeance. So it's,
Do you have to put Emma Newman in?
Yeah. So it says like the Vampire of Dumas series, and then just shows like the book,
Okay.
the first one, basically.
Right.
So I am unaware of, is this going to be a series? Is this going to be really just like a one and done kind of thing?
Yeah.
I am not sure.
No, I'm not sure either. And there's nothing to say on her website either, or their website. I'm not sure of their pronouns. So I will pop their website in the chat just in case you want to check it out.
Well, technically, their website is still not very updated, because it still shows that the vengeance is coming on May 25th.
Yeah. Which actually, I read it last year, so it came out last year. So that's not right.
Yeah, the book is not, the website is not updated.
It's not accurate.
For the looks of it, yeah.
Although it does say that. Oh, hang on, no, that's why. No, it's because I read it as an arc. That's why. No. If I had a brain, I'd be dangerous. So yeah, okay. So I think overall, I think we've covered what we wanted to. How did you find the blend of the fantasy and the romance of it?
To be honest, I didn't enjoy very much the romance.
No.
It was fine.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't.
It was weird. Like, they knew each other for like what, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, maybe. Yeah. And then they are like a couple out of nowhere, and I'm like, where is this coming from? Like,
to me, it isn't like, I wouldn't label it as a fantasy romance. And again, I don't think that it is labelled as that everywhere, but I have seen it labelled as that, which makes me another thing that I find confusing. Although maybe I've only seen it labelled as that in reviews, which is interesting thinking about it. I can ignore that if it's just reviews, because sometimes reviewers do get mixed up with these things, but
people like to just assume.
Yeah, just because there's a romance, sort of romance happening there, that means it's a blend.
To be honest, there was not even anything that you can really call a romance. Like they kissed and then they were together.
Yeah, that was it, really.
Pretty much.
Like, yeah.
Like,
I quite like that aspect of it in terms of like it wasn't overwhelming. I preferred it having the focus on the plot. And there were quite a few twists that I didn't see come in. Like I didn't see the when they take over the ship and one of the main people gets shot. I didn't see that come in, which I quite like because that was quite early on as well. To be shocked in the beginning is quite good for me.
Yeah, that I don't know, either it was because I was reading it on audio or I'm really not sure, but to be honest, like her mother being shot at the beginning and dying there didn't surprise me much.
Right, see, it surprised me. But I think maybe not so much her dying didn't surprise me so much as what she revealed before she died. That was more of a surprise to me. But then I found that actually that whole trajectory of that storyline very confusing, and I think that was on purpose, but there were a couple of times where I questioned whether that was on purpose or not, which is interesting because I don't think I questioned that in the first time I read it all. So yeah, okay, let me see who's in the comments real quick. Shauna popped in to say hi and boot the like button. Swank gave us the what the world days are. Happy World, Lion Day, Happy S'mores Day, and Happy Lazy Day. Oh, I would have loved a lazy day today. Hey Elena, how are you? Elena is reading Night Shift by Stephen King. And that's just the link for Emma Newman's website. So had you read anything by this author before?
No, this was like my first experience of her. Yeah. If I am interested, not really. I don't, now that I'm thinking of it, I was thinking, I think I will lower the rating.
Lower the rating a bit more.
Yeah, because the book was fine. I liked the way that she did the historical part of the book. So I think that part was interesting. Other than that, the plot didn't have pretty much a straight line, and a plot doesn't have to have a straight line as long as the holes that the curves and make are filled in some more, and the one with the vampires is just
yeah. If later on we find out that there is another book coming out, I'll be very happy because I think that will solve a lot of the frustrations I had.
I just want an explanation on the vampires, to be honest.
Yeah, because it's very
it comes out of nowhere. There is not one single thing throughout the book, even when she gets to Paris, that shows that there are vampires in the world. There is not even one single thing that says to her, oh, I took you from your true mother because like she is a vampire. You understood what I mean, and wants to do bad things to you. There is no actual explanation to it, and I think the more that I'm speaking about it, I'm getting mad at it. Because I think it's a hole that it's a big hole, like that she missed. There is no explanation, and to be honest, there should have been. So the more that
Yeah.
I'm thinking of it, the more I hadn't fully dissected this hole,
Yeah.
but the more that I'm thinking of it, the more am I getting madder, because like there is no explanation on
Yeah.
and a good explanation on why. For example, oh, there are vampires, but there could have been like rumors about there being vampires in the world, even though she was a pirate and she spent like whole her life in the sea. Like
Yeah.
they aren't like a yesterday thing, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah. See, I disagree a little, but not completely, because I feel like if you're looking for the clues, they're there. But if you
really.
don't know, yeah. So I noticed them a lot more on the second read because I obviously knew the ending. So I could see that all the warnings to not look for her mum, all the reasons that she was taken to sea rather than running away to another land, is because that's the only way she could be kept away from finding out about vampires and finding out about her mum and all of that stuff. So
but it's like, to me, it's, yes, it is an indication that her mum was not good, but
yeah,
it is never actually an
there's no
indication
actual, yeah,
that her mom is a vampire, you know? So
yeah,
yes, we get the clues on, well, it makes sense that she was in sea
mm,
instead of land, because like her mom had power, so money power kind of thing, so
yeah,
she could go anywhere to get her daughter and stuff like that. But
yeah,
there is no really or actual indication in my sense of view where it
mm,
says, okay, there are vampires in this world.
yeah,
And then the clues are just your mom might be dangerous to you,
yeah,
you know?
yeah. But
They
then,
are
like,
never, your mom is dangerous because she is a vampire
yeah,
and doesn't want like her power taken from her.
yeah,
So that is just my take on
yeah.
this.
I think that's reasonable. I don't know. I just felt like I did click on, but again, more so because it was a second time read.
Mm-hmm.
I think I didn't. I probably didn't click on that. Like, I can remember thinking the first time I read it that, oh my God, like she must be an awful person. But I didn't. And I did think, oh, I wonder if this is where the vampire thing comes in, just because of the series name. But that's the only clue I had to that. Literally the only clue. So other than like them saying, oh, she's a really bad person, she ruined my life and all this, that and the other, like she could have literally been anyone, like anyone that does bad stuff. Like she doesn't necessarily have to be a vampire in order to not want to be around her. Like that just happens to be the reason this time. So I 100%, like I disagree in terms of how I saw it, but I totally see how I think a lot of people, including you, would see it like that.
Mm-hmm.
Because there is that little bit of a disconnect there. Like I think not everyone would notice, because like the title's down here and the author's name is down here, you wouldn't necessarily notice the series name in this kind of, I think, in this kind of cover, because it's a pattern, isn't it? So you wouldn't necessarily, it doesn't stand out in the way that the title does, for instance. And I think for a lot of people, they don't, me included, pick up a book and the one thing that catches their eye is the thing that they think about with that book. So if you miss the vampires bit, you're not going to have it in your head at all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree.
Right?
It's not easily shown,
No,
and I don't think that the vampires make any sense to the plot.
no, no, I don't either, to be honest. I think personally, I think I would have, if I'd been the writer of it, I probably would have made her a bad guy still, but I wouldn't have brought the vampires thing in, because I feel like it's too late in the game for that. Like, if we'd known earlier on or had more experience earlier on of the vampire side of things, then that would have been perfect. But I don't know, I guess it's just what you like and what you don't like with this one. But
yeah, I agree.
So, but yeah, okay. And Paula's here. Hello, love. I forgot about this, so it's such a nice surprise for me. Nice. Paula, have you read The Vengeance? I can't remember if I've heard you mention yet. But yeah, okay. So then we've said like our peeves about the vampire aspect of it. What are your thoughts about the title of the book? Do you think
it makes sense? It makes sense with the book overall. Like, she's trying to get kind of, in a way, a vengeance for killing her mom, her mom in air quotes, and then for killing not really for killing, but for lying to her for so many years. So I think the title fits, makes sense. And they say it all over the book as well. So
yeah, it does come up a lot. I agree. I feel the same. I think, like, basically when I look at the cover, because I don't really notice the sort of from about there upwards, at first glance, it does really give it an image of what the book's about, with the title, The Vengeance, with the ships, because The Vengeance could be a ship name as well.
It ends up being a ship name.
Because she oh, okay. This is, I think I know where the series is going to go, if it is a series. We don't know. Please be a series. I will have a way less complaints about it. Yeah, so I think, like, for me, the 4 stars is still quite high for the amount of things that I've complained about. Because of the fact that I really enjoyed the main character. I think she's a kick-ass human that I just really enjoyed, and I loved, like, the way that she put across the challenges of the relationship with her, who she thinks is her mum, is really, it's really interesting. But also, I feel like it felt very real. Like, I could see myself, if I'd been in that situation, feeling that confusion between love and hate, which is not really hate, it's more anger. But at one point she's like, do I hate my mum, kind of thing? Like, no, you just have anger for genuinely good reasons. Like, but she also has a lot of forgiveness for her, which I think is kind of nice, and a bit of a lesson, I think, in terms of, I think in the real world it's much harder to be that forgiving.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know. I think it's normal for her to feel the ways that she felt. So I don't judge her at all. So for me it was like, okay, they did you bad, you feel bad, that's a human kind of situation, you know?
Okay, so Paula says, no, I haven't. I don't mind spoilers though, as have a rubbish memory. I feel this. And Elena has a package come in on Tuesday. Very nice. Okay, so with that in mind, then, what moments or parts of the book were your favorite, or bits that kept you reading? Maybe
I don't remember a lot.
Okay.
Uh, and I read it like less than a month ago.
Yeah,
I don't know. I liked all of the relationships within the ship. I
yeah,
think they were all fun. I don't know, from the moment on that they were inland or she was inland, what kept me in was the way that she was being introduced to society,
yeah.
because I think that was what I found the most appealing. Because other than that, I don't know. Now that I think of it, I really didn't care much for
Mm,
much, to be honest.
yeah. Okay. Like things that there were lots of things, little moments that I sort of highlighted along the way, um, especially once I stopped having to Google
Mm-hmm.
definitions as much. Um, but I think the majority of them was just her kick-ass attitude. I love the way that she just was so good at problem solving. Like she hated the dress, and
Yeah.
hated not being able to wear her weaponry, but she found a way around it. Do you know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? And things like that. And um, I don't know, she was just clearly very used to looking after herself,
Oh
um,
yeah.
but very good at it as well. Um, I just found that really, I don't know, I think her as the main character was really what kept me reading this second time around. The first time around, I don't know what kept me reading. I really vibed with it the first time around, but I didn't really see any of the plot holes either.
Okay.
Okay. So I don't know, like this, I feel like in some ways, I enjoyed the bits that I enjoyed more this time round, but I also saw the flaws in it this time round. Whereas the first
Mm-hmm.
time, I don't know whether it was because I was new to um,
The book.
NetGalley at the time, and it was one of my first books through NetGalley that I
Mm.
read. I don't know if it was just because I was looking for the nice things to say
Yeah.
specifically because I didn't want to put out like a mean review or anything like that. I'm not as worried about that now.
Mm. I don't do
But
NetGalley, so that is fine.
yeah, no, I don't anymore either. But and not because of anything to do with NetGalley. I've just decided that that's one less thing I need on my plate, kind of thing. Have less deadlines in my
Yeah.
calendar is nice. But yeah, okay. So I mean that's mostly we've covered pretty much everything. The only thing that I've really got left on my questions was what did you think of the world building? But if you don't really remember it, you're not necessarily
No, I
going to be
remember it.
thinking
The thing is
great
not that
things.
I don't remember it. The book didn't, as many books have been happening to me, like they don't give
Mm,
me, they don't support what I need in a book kind of
yeah,
way.
yeah,
And therefore, like, they are forgettable for me. It's not
right,
just this book in specific, like a lot of books have been having this trouble, sadly.
like this, yeah.
But I enjoyed the French society. It's
Mm,
one of my favorites to read about
me
when it
too.
comes to historical stuff. So I
Yeah,
think it was quite interesting the way that she was introduced to society, although I might say the book also felt quite modern in some
yeah,
ways, you know? So,
yeah,
because like them having a sapphic relationship, it
yeah,
wouldn't be possible in that time period, although maybe it would, but not as openly as
yeah,
they were with it, especially like with their parents being so, okay, that's fine, you
mm,
know.
yeah,
uh Other than that, I think it was quite well done, and I
mm,
noticed actually that she did a lot of research to be able to incorporate historical moments in the book. So I
yeah,
think that was really well done from the side of Herman Newman. Other than
mm,
that, I think bits and pieces, like for example the wolves that at a certain part appeared. I think they gave like a good, interesting change to the book in a way. Other than that, really the ending.
Yeah. I feel very similarly, to be honest, with the world. It was more for me, I think, and actually maybe you've just hit the nail on the head. I think maybe what I loved about it the first time was the fact that it's largely set in France, and I love France as a setting for a book. I think of all the books that I've read set in France, I don't think any of them have been less than 4.5 stars, easily, if not 5, obviously. So I really am, I really do like, that's something I definitely do like and enjoy. But I think in terms of the world itself, I preferred some of the ship stuff to the land stuff, to be honest, because it felt like I was investigating something that I didn't know about. Whereas the world building in France, like, it just felt like it was in France. It didn't necessarily, it's like you say, it is there's historical elements to it, but it doesn't feel historical in the same sense. And I don't know if that's because there is that crossover between the pirates. They obviously have a much more open-minded, don't really care, apart from not having women on ships, until this woman came along. But in terms of like relationships and stuff like that, it was confusing to her as the main character why it was a problem to not be open in certain places, because she wasn't used to that. Whereas obviously the society in France at the time, that wasn't like an open, like, obviously queer relationships would have 100% been happening, but they wouldn't have been open and public. So yeah, like, I totally agree. I think what saves it for me is the characters, because there's a few that I really liked. So I obviously really liked the main character. I hated the pirate mum, but I appreciated things about her that we find out later.
Yes. I didn't dislike her. She just had a very like commitment, like no commitment kind of relationship with the main character, and I think it's feasible. It's okay. Like, she didn't. She took that role, but then she was not very warm in a way.
She didn't have that typical mum.
Yeah, just because, and I think it's normal. Just because she looked at the main character and she was like, "You are the betrayal of something," you know. So I think it was interesting in that point. But to be honest, the book was okay.
Yeah.
It was not the best book in the world, but I think it was okay. It is a fun time if anyone wants like a small, relatively small, like in betweeny, like big chunky books, and very heavy world things and world buildings. Other than that, I think it's worth the reading. Although having in mind that it has flaws, it has holes, it has vampires that come out of nowhere. And yeah, I think that is pretty much my opinion, honestly.
Yeah. For me, I think I preferred the characters to the world building. But again, overall, like, I think we're pretty similar in how we feel about this book. Other than I liked it more, I think, just a little bit more. It's definitely not a 5-star for me, which I remembered it when I put it down as the pick for Sib's book club. I remembered it as a 5-star. It wasn't until I went back when I started reading it again and doing my notes for this, that I went back and looked at my review and realised that I'd given it 4. And when I saw that I'd given it 4, I thought, oh, it's definitely going to be a 5 this time then. So I am a little bit disappointed that it's still not a 5 kind of thing. But I think it's justified. I think it's justified because the 4, it's probably, in terms of like technical writing, it's probably a 3-star realistically, but I enjoyed it enough to bump it to a 4 for me, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So yeah. So if it had just been based on the flaws, I definitely would have given it a 3, I think. But
I don't know. I am still thinking. I might
still
not
thinking.
lower.
It's not as straightforward as all that, is it? Like sometimes books are like so easy to rate, and then other times it just takes so long to figure it out. Like, where do I sit on the spectrum here?
Yeah.
Especially with a book like this, because there's like, in other books, the things that I've complained about in this book, I would have given a 0-star to in another book. But because there's elements that I really vibe with, like the pirate, like the French setting, like a couple of the characters being some of the best characters, and the way that she portrayed how she felt about the relationship with her mum and things like that, like that was enough for me to bump it up.
That's nice.
Yeah. Paula loves it when a character is kick-ass. I'd love to know your thoughts on this one if you do decide to read it, Paula, especially as you're a writer as well. I'd love like another writer's perspective on this one.
To me, it just has some loopholes that.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like it's nothing that like Emma Newman couldn't fix.
No. Yeah.
And I think actually the majority of them would be fixed if it is a series. But until we know for sure that it's a series and another book comes out, if another book comes out, would you be reading it, is the question.
I'm not sure. I would need to think, because I do have other series that I do enjoy more. So it's one of those situations I'm not sure, to be honest.
Yeah, I couldn't. My instinct would be that you wouldn't, because I think there'd be too many other ones that you want to read more. I think I probably would, but I'm not 100% sure. I think it depends on how long I have to wait. Like if it's more than another year, say, I've probably forgotten about it by then.
Yeah, I think that is the case. Like if it takes a long time for a second book to come, the book is forgettable.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So
it wouldn't be until like someone else brought it up and I'd be like, oh yeah, I read that. It'd be that kind of book.
Yeah. Exactly.
Oh
no.
I don't know. Excuse me, sorry. Let me just mute myself a sec.
Oh.
Sorry about that.
You're okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if I regret picking it though. I guess it would depend on what everyone else's thoughts are as well.
I don't think it's a bad choice. I think it's interesting because this helps us also exploring a little bit more and what it's out there. So I think it's nice, you know.
Yeah. It's definitely not a bad book, I don't think.
No, I also don't think it's a bad book.
So, which is good because I think I've not had much luck the last couple of books.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
the last couple
of Ghosts, I really didn't. I DNF'd that one in the end, didn't I?
Yeah, Uncanny of Ghosts was a DNF for most of us.
Yeah. So I think that's my worst pick that I've had.
You're fine. No one is mad about it.
No, I started off real strong though, so I'll take it. So, okay, well, I think we've covered everything. If you have any more questions, feel free to ask in the comments. I think it's always a risk choosing a book, as it could go either way, 100%. The books we don't enjoy as much only makes the ones we love even better, feel even better, 100%. 100%. Yeah, I think if we had like 5-star books every single time, we'd lose the buzz of having a 5-star book. Like it wouldn't be as exciting.
I don't like having 5 stars all around.
I like having a lot of them. I don't think I'd like having all of them. I don't like bad books. Well, I'm not. That's a loaded comment to make, but I don't like books that are bad to me. Is probably a more accurate way of putting it.
Yeah, I don't think anyone likes books that are bad to them.
Yeah.
In a way.
Yeah. But that saying that though, there are times that I love to hate a book.
Well, I am not the type of person that if I don't like a book, I will keep reading it. I'm just like, no, I hate you. You are going to leave my mind, my house, whatever it might be. So I'm not the type of person that hate reads, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't very often. I would rather DNF usually, but sometimes I'm just in the mood. But there's usually something about it that I do like. It just won't be very much, if that makes sense. And I'll just spend the rest of the time just focusing on the things that I hate instead.
Makes sense.
But yeah, okay. So I think we will leave it there. Sorry, I thought I'd missed a comment, but I have missed a comment. I used to never DNF, and now I'm fine with it and can't finish a book I don't like. Same. I used to torture myself, pushing myself through them. It's just not worth it. It's not worth it. And I don't think, obviously you can say, Paula, from your own point of view as a writer, but I don't think I've ever spoken to a writer and them say, I'd rather you push through. I think they're more focused on getting the books to the people that are going to enjoy them rather than focusing on the people that don't.
Yeah.
So, but yeah. Okay. So, anything we need to say before we sign off?
Just that we maybe had to change our pick for August because the author decided that she wanted to change her name in the book. So now we are going to be reading Avalon Tower by, let me check, by C.N. Crawford and Alex Rivers. I am quite excited. The book sounds quite interesting. It is Spy Academy. So let's see how it goes.
Yeah, definitely. And we both have a video going up in an hour and 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So, and it will be a collab video of our last week of Resetathon Level 3.
Exactly.
Each other's week. I can't wait to watch yours.
It is longer than what I was expecting.
Is it? How long is it?
53 minutes, I think. And I did cut a lot more than what I thought I would have to.
Yeah. I started off with 2 hours, almost 2 hours, 50 minutes footage by the time because when I went to edit yesterday, I realized I hadn't filmed an outro or done a Bujo update. So I filmed that this morning. Yeah, so I ended up with nearly 2 hours 50 minutes, but I've got it down to 1 hour 4 minutes now, and I'm just on editing, not really editing the bloopers because the bloopers sort of edit themselves, but putting the order of the clips to make them funnier. I probably spend too much time doing that bit, but Yeah, so that's all I've got to do, and upload thumbnail. But the thumbnail, I already visually know what I'm gonna do.
That's nice.
So at least I won't take 10 hours to do that for change.
And just a heads up, if you are on Resetathon, we might be announcing some things soon. Don't know if today or during the week. Let's see how it goes. But you will know here firsthand, we are changing a few things due to the fact that it is needed for us to be able to put the same in time, let's say it like that, into creating something that brings her joy, and also having people working with us that brings her both joy and not just being there and we are like, oh, that people did something this week that we don't appreciate. So we are changing a few things. Some hosts have already sadly said that they don't want to keep hosting anymore, so they're going to be leaving for a little bit if they want it to be a little bit. Some are staying, and some we believe we don't work out well together, so we just need to do what is best for us. So yeah, I think that is pretty much what I have to say for today.
Yeah, okay, that's pretty much it for me too. So thank you so much for hanging out today, whether you've watched live or watching later on rewatch. If you are watching on rewatch, feel free to pop questions in the comment section below.
Or the Discord.
Yeah, or the Discord, yeah. And yeah, there should be all the links in the description as well, which I will double check afterwards. Thank you so much, and I'll see you all soon. Bye. Love you.